Hey everybody. Hey Sinistello. Hey Chef Elton. Hey Kevin. Were you spam clicking? Hey yo. Let's copy all these. Okay, so we left off with filing issues and prioritizing this one. Let's just start prioritizing this one. Rewards reset and the fact you even beat an instance. It's possible the level of elites doesn't get updated properly. So let's go make a save file where this is happening. I mean, it should already just be the case, right? We just save and load and it should happen. Yeah, and it says defeat the elite monster in the previous location. Defeat the elite monster in the previous location. So it's this stuff. And I think this is being called before we've loaded, or after loading, we're not re-updating these. Yeah, that's probably what's happening. Update instance tooltip. We should probably just go through everything and update it. Unlocked instances, instance IDs dot add, purchased, set selected. Can we just iterate over all of them? Do we ever do that? Get valid values. Yeah, here. Well, but that's maybe not the right spot. Update instance unlock status. I think it's this. There. Let's see if that works. Hey, Potato. Hey, Greybox. And hey, Cobal. And M2. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Man. I should probably be standing for some of this stuff. All right, let's load. Let's see if it fixed it. It doesn't keep track of the beat once aspect, but everything else looks like it's possibly correct. Yeah, so where does that come from? Beat once to reveal rewards. This comes from update instance tooltip. And how do we know that we've beaten it or not? If the unlocked instance IDs contains this. So what am I missing here? Update instance unlock status. Update unlock status. That should call this. So then we must not be we must not be saving that it's been unlocked. No, beaten. We haven't saved the beaten ones. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right, is that in here? Unlocked, purchased. Oh, we just don't even save it. Well, we can know that you've beaten all the ones up to there. Well, we probably should just save this. Beaten instance IDs. Yeah, let's just save that too. Okay. And that's going to be the third thing. Yeah. All right, so then we got to fix load and we got to fix save. Save is here. Instance map dot beaten. And again, just make sure that's the third thing. Good. And then in load, we're going to set that here. Beaten instance IDs equals save data dot beaten instance IDs. Can't be assigned to, it's read only. Well, not anymore. Actually, we could keep it read only, and we could do what we do with the other stuff, which is clear it and then add everything. Is there like an add range? No. Okay, well, fine. Let's do this. And it should just fill it in for us. It won't. Got it. Okay. Now, the other consideration is, should we stop save files from loading in this case? And I don't think we have to. It should load it as an empty hash set, I hope. Did that error out? It did error out. Object reference not set. Oh man. All right, this will delete everyone's save data then if I update the save thing. Alternatively, I write something that lets me take it in as null and then set it, but I don't think it's worthwhile. I don't think we should try to maintain any sort of save guarantee. So where do we save the version of that? Game saver and local setting saver. Yeah, so this just goes up to 4. And now it won't let us load. At least it shouldn't. Load game. Sorry, save files from older versions won't be supported until the game actually launches. That way we can move fast and break stuff. The title screen has that too, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just make a new game. And we'll just grant most things and then save and then load. And now it should be fixed. It is not. What did I do wrong? Well, first of all, is that even how this works when you just click grant most things? Because it might not be. No, it doesn't know that. So then they're never marked as being beaten. Grant most things. We have a debug unlock all instances. Debug unlock. We should just say beaten instance IDs dot add instance ID. But even if we didn't do this, we could just go beat this place and then save and load, and it should render that one correctly. Yeah, it does. It doesn't render the other ones correctly. But there, that fixes that. Were there any other problems here? The rewards, the fact you even beat them, and it's possible the level of elites doesn't get updated properly too. Let's go try that one out. So here, in order for us to do this, we've got to have the end game perk. Then it says level question mark, number of wins 1. Let's get to number of wins 2. Number of wins 2. Yeah, so save and load. Okay, so this worked, but the label at the bottom didn't work. And I guess if we click it again, it should work. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the only issue then. We need to update the tooltip as well of whatever the selected instance is. That should be done, I guess, at the end. That might fix it. And then that should be the whole issue. Yeah. I'm not going to worry about the hint thing. That will do some other time. Because we're going to change this stuff around. All right, so I load the game. Yep, it's working. Nice. Everything is good. And it shows me the rewards for that stuff. So now if I start a new game and then grant most things, now it's going to mark that they were all beaten. So now we can see the rewards for everything. And then I save and load. It still shows us the rewards. Perfect. Yeah, that fixes that. Cool, cool, cool. Save beaten instance IDs. Yeah. And that fixes this, fixes this. Actually, it's more than that. This was to fix 636. How do we say this? Yeah, I guess the goal here was to restore the tooltips and the selected instance label to the state from before you had loaded. For us to do that, we needed to track which instance IDs you'd beaten. And I think that's it. Yeah. All right, nice. Notice the game has the name Godot engine in Windows 10 volume mixer, but the window title is Skeleseller. Interesting. I didn't know about that. I'm gonna give you a point. I don't know how we fix that. So let's take a look online. Godot game volume slider in Windows. Windows mixer. Huh. Godot engine is what shows. I wonder if it's here somewhere. Windows, resources, patches, features, encryption, script. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Maybe it's in the project settings? If we search for Godot, does it show up? I don't know. I don't know where this would even show. It's probably the same way even in Mac. Although, how would I check that? I don't think Mac has sliders per application, right? I don't think it does. Windows volume. Let's search for that. Oh, you found something here? Changing the name displayed. I do not believe there's any way to change the name of the application itself. Godot exports are actually just pre-built instances of Godot. This was 2019. Hopefully this has been a thing. Project export file description. Project export file description. Maybe they meant project settings export. Maybe it's this. Application config description. What's this used for? Displayed as a tooltip in the project manager when hovering the project. And it's probably not that. It does not apply to Windows 11? You're saying in Windows 11 it does say Skeleseller? That's something. Task Manager shows Godot engine and then Skeleseller is a subtask. Interesting. I wonder if anywhere in our project we actually have the word Godot in here. What is going on right now? Is this cloak hiding stuff? Do I even have cloak on? Show secrets. Well, okay. That's kind of funny. I don't think there's any secrets in here. Yeah, Godot doesn't show up in here. Huh. All right, I'll just file an issue. See if we can change the name of the application on Windows. Feedback on 0.5.5 or from, I guess. Now let's copy what Skeleseller said too. Also found this issue. What's this one? This was solved back then though. Try following the instructions and change application icon. Oh, okay. I'm aware that these things have to be done. This is much easier to do on Windows than it is to do on Mac. Yeah. What do we also specify the, there it is, file description. That didn't show up for me. Is it because I don't have RC edit? It might be what? Yeah, it might be that. Does Mac have like a million options and Windows has like 10? Because if that's the case, then that is, yep, that's the case. Okay, I probably just need RC edit then. I assume this is very easy to do on a Windows machine, but I won't be exporting from Windows machine, so I got to figure out the RC edit stuff. I think we have an issue about that somewhere. Prep final builds. To be named Skeleseller instead of Windows, yeah. I'll file this as a new issue. Okay, thanks, Nui. And thanks for looking at that too, Stella. Okay, so as Nui pointed out, I believe I just need to use RC edit on my Mac. I'm sure this is trivially easy on Windows, but since I'll be exporting primarily from a Mac, this is something I'll need to look into. All All right, well, I don't think it's very important for the demo. We'll just put it as pre-launch. And I'll sign it to myself. Okay, we are going to take an intentionally slower pace this afternoon because I am definitely starting to feel the effects of working as much as I have. Tomorrow's probably going to be a half day. Friday should be a full day. So we've got basically 2 full days total before I'm on vacation next week. And then when I get back, we've got barely any time to prep for Idler Fest. So I'm hoping it's just merge a bunch of PRs and tackle whatever remaining little issues there are. So what we're going to do as part of the slower pace stuff is get some issues off this list. It shouldn't be too many. We've got like just this blob. And then maybe work on music, maybe work on some of the issues that we file. This is already an issue. And this is, I think, really important. Also, I should probably push a new build today. Fixes just that many more issues. Yeah, maybe I'll write this down for Thursday. All right. Want to be able to press enter. Yeah, we don't have this written down, I think. Dialogue, hotkey. No, file an issue. Allow for escape and enter to work for dialogues. Its feedback has been given to us by at least a couple of different people, but I only remember that Pige was one of them. The feature description is simple. Allow for pressing enter to choose the confirm button of a dialogue, and allow for pressing escape to choose the dismiss button of a dialogue. Note that I think the way we should implement this is just with Godot's focus, not by adding an input handler. In other words, we should make sure that the dialogue has the focus when it pops up, and that the confirm button I guess we should write it this way. The dialogue's confirm button has the focus when it pops up. Yeah. So that pressing enter will naturally work on it. Is it the default? I don't think so. Because I don't think we focus the dialogue when it pops up. This isn't really needed for the festival prep. I think it'd be nice, but it's not a super important thing. So this dialogue, for example, if we press enter, it doesn't do anything. If we were to click this button so it has the focus, now pressing enter would work. So that's all we need to do is focus it. In fact, I should probably just do this right now. I don't think it's that hard to do. No, I'm gonna just file stuff for now. We can look through the stuff later. All right, this is sprite bleeding. Fix sprite bleeding in item sprites. Knew we found this issue for the quest dialogue. I'll just copy the thing. Actually, can I zoom in on this like a ton? Yeah. The reason why is that, let's go get this. What would you consider the confirm option? Each dialogue may have a different button for that. Would it be the first option? So that's why I think all we should do is focus the first option, because then you can just use tab or the arrow keys. But yes, it would be the first option. The first button of the dialogue. Yeah. All right, the reason why this is happening is because of what? Quest progress doing the thing about here? Yeah, here. Quest progress. Thought that was the word you were trying to think of. Oh no, it was just that I was going to use the word focus twice. I just didn't like that. Yeah, here's the cause. And this is a pretty easy fix too. And this is why I was saying I just want to get the issues onto GitHub. So I'm not just going down my list. I'm actually prioritizing stuff. The reason why this happens is because we changed the rectangle, the region of an item sprite here. We just need to use two cropped texture like we did for all of the other bleeding sprites. This is probably worth it for festival prep. Isidore, working on a new real-time running app with a battle royale twist. Players get eliminated as the race progresses, so the total game time can vary. Which format do you prefer? Matchmaking, jump into a queue at any time? 35 minutes, no guarantees. Scheduled events, races says start time. If you miss it, you have to wait up to an hour. Waiting up to an hour, I don't think that's going to ever help you form a community for a game. So, like, I think this is a no-go for sure. One of the major problems with multiplayer games that require a community is that the community is hard to form, and then the community is hard to keep. And all games struggle with this to some extent, but AAA companies have a lot more resources behind this. So if the wait times might be up to an hour when you have, I don't know, maybe not many players or something like that, then now imagine you have even fewer players sometime in the future. Do I have the layout posted somewhere? Yeah, it's right here. So anyway, I wouldn't go with this. And I would probably consider, like, could there be some private matchmaking as well? Problem is it's a training app, so there's quite a limit on the amount of times a person can play. That I don't think I understand. It's a training app, so there's a limit? What does that mean? Like, why would there be a limit? And if there is a limit, won't you have even more community problems? I think those are the kinds of considerations I would probably have for really any multiplayer game, but especially if there is some reason to have a limit there. It's a running app, so physically aren't able to run more. Oh, I see what you mean. Hmm. Okay, I thought we were talking purely like digital video game. I did read the running part, but I just took that to mean like this. I don't know. I took it to mean something else though. Let me think about this. Trying to put myself in the, and this is what you should be doing too, is put yourself in the shoes of someone who wants to use this app, who doesn't know anything about you or your woes with this game. And it's like, okay, if a friend just told me about this game, I download it. I'm like, I'm about to go on a run. I probably don't want to wait at all. So I feel like I should be able to start the run, and then when the race starts, whenever that is, however you choose, is when I should realize like, oh, I need to run faster now or something like that. Because otherwise, like, who's the target audience here? Is it people who are super serious about running? Is it trying to get people into running? But like I said, put yourself in the shoes of someone who's like average person, gets done with work at like 5 p.m. and it's like, oh, time to go to the gym. Let me go work out. They're not going to be like, all right, let me wait an hour. I'll actually shift my gym time to 6 o'clock. I'll stay at work for longer. Like, they're probably just gonna be like, just let me use the app. Might be easier to have a larger group of players if you schedule one event. Yeah, but I would say that should be an option to do regardless of any of this stuff. If you and 10 of your friends want to get together and schedule an event, you should be able to do that. But imagine someone who gets this app off the App Store and they're like, cool, how do I use this? And they're not going to be like, let me find out on Saturday. And it's currently Tuesday. It's they just probably want to try it. So anyway, those are the kinds of things I'd consider for that. I think it's an interesting set of problems to solve. But like I said, try to consider it from the point of view of like, who's going to actually use this? How do they want to use it? And then what's going to happen 1 year into the running of this application? There's so few means of consuming items that there's not much incentive to be in any location other than the latest one. Fun compared to the previous checkpoint. I felt like it was a bit easier. It's more engaged in strategizing. I felt like I was playing on autopilot. Also avoided watching streams to keep the experience fresh. I see difficulty ramped up a bit for future updates or content. Make the experience even more thrilling. We haven't finished balancing the game. And I don't know where we're going to end up with for this, but I wonder if we should lower the number of party members in the battle. This shouldn't say balance for checkpoint 5 anymore. This should just be balance the game. This is done. This is something that we're going to do somewhere else, so I don't need to write that here. Balance quest rewards in isolation. Quest now offering permanent stat boost. We can't have such a fine balance in the first few adventure levels. Still want class to be differentiated by their base stats. I'll just keep this part. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'll just keep the whole thing. It doesn't matter. Revamping cost of everything. Now the quests exist for infinite progression. Yeah, already here. Perhaps we should lower the maximum number of adventurers to 4. I just don't think that throwing in tons of adventurers is a good idea. Maybe it could be 5. 6 just seems too high though. All right, well, whatever. That's being tracked now. Now I had some stuff about filing bugs on Godot. I can't test this on my own. That's the problem. I can test this one though. How about this? Let's try to spend 10 minutes. No, that's not even smart to do. I'm probably just never going to do this stuff. I'll put it down on the bottom of the list. But yeah, if the whole thing is to prioritize getting ready for the festivals, then I shouldn't be doing this right now. Okay. Yeah, so I could have a contest during the demo, then a leaderboard. People that get the highest score win a key to the full game. I'm gonna file this later. File in my notes. I'll put a star there. All right, anything else? Overworld, okay. Hey, Jedi. You have to break the habit of thinking out loud. I didn't really have to, because I was still working from pretty much the exact same position. So I would sometimes still think out loud. Also, it was even more isolated, I felt. So I was working remote for most of the time I was there. So it's like hearing my own voice still felt like it helped somehow. Okay, so the thing we should do, 1, we should fill out the journal. So let's go do that really fast. But 2, we should probably look through the issues and take like 1 or 2 of them on. There was another thing I was thinking of doing, which is the only way that this list is going to get things done is if I spend time looking through it and sorting things. So I was thinking, what if I try to get at least 2 items off the list every single day? The thing is, I do this anyway as I'm developing. So I think it would have to be on days when I'm not typically doing it. So maybe like a weekend or a Tuesday or a Thursday or something. I'm not sure. Same as always, addressed feedback. Yeah. All right, we're going to look through issues and we're going to sort them by milestone. So what is here that is not currently assigned? Prove Adventurers UI. I need to think about this at some point, but I don't think now's the time to do it. But yeah, one of the issues we have is that these buttons look like these buttons. They don't look like buttons. They don't get highlighted. There are a lot of little things we're going to need to change there. I've done 2 months, I know. So 2 items per day is not going to do a lot. But my goal is that by starting with 2, hopefully it'll lead to more. Yeah, let's skip this one for now. Balance the game, increase recommended level of elites. This I think we can delete. What is 583? Yeah. Okay. I think the completion of 583 invalidates this issue. The level of elites will now show as a question mark. Done. Okay, what next? Allow for dropping items back on the ground by left clicking. I don't know how I feel about this. So the idea was really simple. If I left clicked right now, this armor would just be there on the ground. The only other way to get rid of this is either put it in a shop, put it in one of your displays over here, or right click to put it back on the ground. If we could just drop it in arbitrary places, it means that if you try clicking here, it would drop on the ground right next to this. Can you detect if you're inside a baked nav mesh? We could, but I'm not even talking about from that point of view yet, because that's not really my concern. It's just, should we even do this feature? Ignoring implementation. Just like, is it a good idea to let people click and put an item there? So I'd say the only problem with right click, well, there are, I guess, 2. People don't discover it, and it's only for returning the item to where it was originally. So left clicking, I guess like being able to place items anywhere, people would discover this, even if it's accidental. We could make it so that clicking a filled item destination will just drop the held item on the ground near the new one. I don't think there's any game reason to do this though, right? Like you don't have any game reason to put this helmet here. Maybe it's like, oh, well, a worker will eventually get back to that and pick it up and bring it over, but that's if that's even a case, it's a very edge case that's not important. I guess the cons. So these are the pros. A con would be you may place the item in the middle of a path somewhere and it disappears because your workers don't get to it in time. And if placed outside of the walkable area, we either need to nudge it inside or force it to get deleted, or just prevent you from placing it outside the walkable area. Are these pros? I think the reason this is a pro is because sometimes players get stuck with an item on their cursor. We could just make it so the left clicking an arbitrary spot drops it. Arbitrary spot drops the item. I don't think I like that though. I don't think I want to do this. I just don't think I don't think there's a big enough reason to do it. It reset the time. I mean, it already resets the time. And I also don't think that's a compelling reason to do it. On the last checkpoint, I tried to do it when I wanted to put multiple items in the armor shop, and I'd have to scroll to get to the shop. So I want to make them midway and then pick them up again. Human Puppet, how much would it help if when you moved to the edge of the screen, it just automatically moved the camera so that you could just do this and then like, you know, nudge the right side of the screen and then pick up your next item and then nudge the right side of the screen again. Like, would that have helped? Yeah, yeah. This is okay. That would help. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do this feature then, because this is the big thing that I was worried about here, and I didn't write this as a con, but I was concerned people would click somewhere kind of close to where they want it, and then it would go somewhere unexpected. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I'm going to do this. I think that, yeah, we almost have that going. Panning the camera. I think that 394 should hopefully address any issues that this would have helped with. Other than that, oh, there's another issue that'll help with the other part of this. I wrote it down somewhere. What is it? Yeah, this. Add a tip for when you're holding an item for too long. The idea was basically like, let's say you get an item stuck on your cursor and you can't figure out that you can right click. After like 7 seconds of it being on your cursor, we could just say, tip, did you know you can right click to dismiss that item? And that's it. Then there, it's discoverable. And it can pop up right at your cursor. Like, you've been holding this for a while. Just right click to drop if you want. Yeah. So I think those two things combined should be good enough. Because 394 should help with the usability of wanting to drag something halfway to its target, because moving the camera is currently annoying. And then this issue, 662 should help with discovering that you even can right click to drop an item. Yeah, I think we're gonna close this then. Okay. All right, what next? Update or fix. Oh, truncation. Is this still happening? I should write in parentheses what this even is. The bottom of the dialogue is getting cut off. Is it still happening? We need to go to one of the areas toward the end, and we need to have stats and stuff on. Start, speed up, win. It is still happening. If we had auto repeat on, it would then take up too much space, huh? There are minor things we can do here to get more space. We could just stop items from scrolling and just put a dot 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 or something like that. We could get rid of the skill pips here, which I actually do think are helpful, or shrink the size of this a little bit. We could change the background walking to the portal so that you know that they're walking to the portal. Yeah, so like I said, lots of little things you can do. Can make the whole thing scrollable, which I don't like. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to fix this. As of, well, it's going to be right there in the issue thing. So as of today, this is still happening. Don't know exactly how we'll want to fix this. The only two ways to do it would be lay out the content differently. Well, the only high level ways to do it, lay out the content differently, remove some content, or allow this to scroll. And I guess we're probably gonna go with this. Lay out the content differently. I'm just not sure how exactly. If the scroll works in windowed versus full screen, that gets me a lot of time in personal projects. Which scroll? Or do you mean just scrolling in general? When party sizes were smaller, we mocked putting the adventurers side by side, but now with many adventurers is tricky. We could get back down to just having 4 adventurers. Could, I'm not sure. Yeah. Could get rid of the walking to the portal label and make an overlay with this. Well, that label's only there because we weren't already in the portal. When we're in the portal already, then it's going to be a giant progress bar. So it would look like this. And I think that being an overlay would be a lot. I don't have the extra row of loot, but imagine if I did. We're showing a different item with like +5 indicating the amount. Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, it's a really good point. That should prevent us from ever having this problem, I think. Human Puppet had a good suggestion for how to stop showing multiple rows of items. Yeah, because that's why it didn't show in this picture. We didn't happen to have that many items, but if we do, if I go to all instance data and go to the forest and have it drop 100 to 300 potions, well, let's not have it be that many. I guess it just needs to be a large number, so 20 to 21. I think that's what bumps it onto a new row. And we could just make a hard limit in the game of you can't find more than 10 unique items per location, which I don't think will ever be a problem. Because right now we find like at most 3 unique items per location. So even if we tripled that, we'd be fine. All right, so I start a battle here. I need auto battle. I need to win this and then turn on auto battle. Yeah. I don't have the stats showing. But anyway, we'd free up this much space because we'd never have a scroll thing there. Yeah, so I think that's probably the route we're gonna have to go, is shrink some things vertically. And maybe lay out the controls differently. I'm not sure, but that's at least an easy start to this. That should free up some space, but it may not be enough, in which case maybe we could shrink some other elements or try other layouts. Yeah. Do we need adventurer names in there? We could maybe get rid of those. I do think they help. Because imagine if you're a new player and you didn't see Rogue here. I mean, I know you'd always have the pictures, but I think it's nice to have that consistency. With that said, yes, that is another thing we could get rid of. Dark suggested trying to get rid of adventurer names. Maybe test that out. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. What's this one? The tip about being able to start 3 battles can show before even having 2 adventures. We should keep track of whether you've started multiple battles and only show the tip if it's possible you haven't done it yet. And if you haven't done it yet. Yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. Why is this? Oh, I see. Could add name on the hover window. Yeah, I'll take a look. I'm not going to do that issue right now. I think we're probably going to shift into music stuff, but I want to see if there's anything else here. Change how you upgrade enchanter, how you get mana. Is this the perks thing? This is kind of the perks thing. Yeah, where do we write that down? Here. Max mana, did I have that written here? I don't think so. I did not. Wow, cool. Well, let's write that down. Higher maximum mana. Yeah. So I think I'm going to close this one in favor of this. Just say this is a duplicate. 581? Is that what it was? Yeah. All right, what else? Go to tile map, log errors to a file. Hide skill table. I think I fixed this one. Yeah. I'll fix this here. And I want to tinker around with, see if we can vertically shrink the skill tree. So where did I fix this? Something about collision, something somewhat recently. Where is it? I don't know where it is. I can't find it. I don't even remember what day it was. It was probably after this, though. Oh, wait. We don't need to remember any of that stuff. I just remember where the code was, right? It was in signpost. Yes. Let's just go take a look at signpost then, and we should find from the history of that file. Fix nav issues. There it is. I must have missed it. I was looking for collision. I fixed this in that. Close. Floating text appears too close to bosses. Could probably fix that now. Floating text for bosses. What else? What else? What else? Oh, this one's pretty nice to have too. Flush out the website's already in progress. This is pretty easy. Okay, yeah, let's just do this one. And then probably switch to music. That's what I'm planning at least. All right, what did I write for this? Add a component representing the size of the entity, battler size, and tiles component. Don't we already have something like that? We have like a grid position component. Yeah, we could just put a grid size on here. I think every battler gets this already. Position battler. Set, or what? Set world position based on grid position? I think this is meant to be instance position. Empty slots. Yeah, okay. I think we can just do this. Were the boss HP bars confusing to anyone? Confusing? No. If you're talking about that, like the animation issue, no one commented on it, but I don't think that means we shouldn't fix it. Because probably people didn't really notice too much. The enemy with the highest life in the game is the dragon right now. And, oh, I know why they wouldn't have noticed. Because there's a bunch of text covering it. So if you take a look at what happens in a battle right now. Hang on a second. We need to do this. Yeah, if you take a look at what happens in a battle right now. And I just make myself invincible. Actually, not even there. Hang on a sec. We should put in, like, whatever, these characters. Sure. Okay, so the life bar, you could still see it drain, but then at some point, it's just covered in so much text that I don't think it's even obvious. And that's the bug I'm going to fix now, which would then make the animation issue much more obvious. Because right now, like, half of the life bar is red. Maybe I should fix that too. Yeah, I'll do that. We have that somewhere, right? Health bar. Maybe I called it life. Where is this? Didn't we have an issue with that? You just wrote a note? Okay. Life. Ah, here it is. Yeah. Okay, I'll fix both of those things right now. So add a component. We'll just put this in grid position component. Maybe it'll be like grid info component. And I'll have the position and the size. Having the life bar be on top and damage numbers on bottom seems smarter. Well, we're going to have a slightly different problem then, right? Which is that now you won't be able to see how much damage you're doing. I guess it's not super important. I know you have the life bar, but you wouldn't be able to see like status effects or something you're inflicting on bosses. Let me speed this up a little bit. Yeah, I think either way we need the damage numbers to not be where they are. I think we're just going to make them float up higher. So I'll rename the, oh, what's going on here? Grid position. I'll rename this to grid info component. Yeah. Maybe they should be in the center of the boss, but then you don't get to see the boss graphic. How about this? I'll code what I'm going to code, and if it looks bad afterward, let me know. Because I think this should look good. And I already prototyped it, and I liked it. So, yeah, let's see if that helps everybody. All right, so now grid position component is now grid info component. Now we need to rename these things. This is grid info. And then same thing over here. And it has a grid position and a grid size, which is new vector 2i. Actually, just 1. I'm not saying I know best. I'm saying I have something in mind that I think should look good. And if it doesn't look good, I'm totally happy to fix it. So anywhere where we have grid position component, no. So we don't do that anymore. And anywhere we would have gotten grid info component, I need to look at. We called it GPC. Now it's technically GIC, which I don't really care about. But anywhere else other than this, no. Yeah, and in a lot of places we just call it, yeah, I'll just call it G in these places. I think it's fine. For components, I don't mind just keeping them with single letter names. Especially because we have types for this stuff. And in a lot of places I say something like adventurer component AC equals whatever. Actually, maybe GC is better than for that. Yeah, sure, GC. I guess the C for component is still worth doing. All right, any others? No, that's it. Every boss we defeat gets a statue in town. Yeah, someone's requested that before, and I think it's a good idea. And I don't think it's super hard to do, but we need a location for it. And I think it should be probably something you unlock. In fact, actually, that probably goes into like the goofy upgrades thing. Maybe the boss statue location could be a goofy upgrade. You get it, and then you buy the statues based on bosses you've beaten. That's so stupid. Kind of like that. Hey, Mini Panda. Anything goofy. So, one problem with this is that it might pollute your buildings menu. Imagine this costs 50 gold, and you frequently have 50 gold, but don't want to buy this dumb cosmetic thing. Well, that's a different UI issue. Do you think about having cosmetics in the game? Only town cosmetics, not adventurer cosmetics. Like different skins for characters. I wasn't thinking about that. But for the town, I was thinking you could upgrade it in certain ways and you'd see flowers and a fountain and statues and stuff appear. Maybe we sell DLC. I don't think people would I don't think people would buy that. I think they'll spend in-game money on it. I don't think they'll spend real life money on it. Okay, so we have the grid size here. Really, anywhere that we make this, we need to just make sure we've set the size of this correctly. Do we have an elite thing? How do we know that we've done that? I don't think enemies know that they're elite. But Battler has to figure it out somehow. Oh, just based on the spreadsheet. Oh, that's dumb. All right, well, we can still put this in here. Where does setup animation frames get called? Setup animation frames. It's from ready. Where do we add the grid info component? In init. And what order are these called in? Init is called first. Okay. So then this actually would work. Yeah, we'd be able to do this in here. If is elite, so we do this. Grid info component GC equals gcs.get, and then gc.size equals new vector or vector 2i.1 times 2. Easy. You actually only let up once or add a star new after you hit enough G. Yeah, like I said, I think it would be a UI problem. I think we would solve that in a something like what you said. We probably need to make that be its own problem that we solve. E.g. by like you mark upgrades with a star to indicate that they're new or something. Or maybe a mark all seen button. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Horse armor. That would be hilarious. In a game with no horses, we have like 14 different kinds of horse armor. I like it. I do think it'd be funny if there were something like that. Oh man. All right, so this gives us the grid size, and then I had some code here, right? Yep, here it is. I think we just copy this code into floating text. And I think we had, yeah. Oh, thanks, Panda. Thanks for the bits. Floating text to have the position Y being offset if enemy type is a boss. What did I say here? Okay. How about let's put this here at least for right now really fast. So we do this. I guess we're really just subtracting roughly 5 pixels from here, right? Or no, only from the Y value. We're not even subtracting 5, we're subtracting 10. It's just nudge dot Y minus equal. All right, and then we get this. Grid info component GC. This would have to exist. Yeah, this is why this is dumb. we shouldn't need to check the parent of this thing. We should just pass this in. Do you ever script braces? No. I see him gripping. Also, we have a linting issue that doesn't let us skip braces. They led to an SSL vulnerability. I think lots of skipping braces have just led to issues. Because typically what people do is they have some like if condition and then an action. And maybe they end up formatting it like this. So someone else is like, oh, okay, this condition's true. I'll just add in action 2 here. And it's like, this will never get called. Or, well, sorry, this will always get called. And not just when the condition is true. With modern formatters and linting rules and stuff, it's pretty easy to just avoid this. But yeah. Darth Maul. How's it going, CM Gripping? That's exactly how it happened, yeah. And it's a shame. You know what else is kind of funny? There are people out there who I guess don't use any sort of tools like that, or maybe don't even have syntax highlighting. And look, to each their own, until you start introducing software bugs as a result of your workflow. Like, I don't know, that goes for anything, right? If you work in 8-hour stretches and that's fine with you, then great. But if on hours 6, 7, and 8 you're introducing like 10 times more bugs into the code base, then maybe don't work in 8-hour stretches anymore. Okay, so I'd want to pass this in. We have parent text position. We could just up the position of this thing. No, but then they would float out of it. We need to change the nudge out of this. And there's a scenario here. We could pass in the scenario as a boss scenario or something. We have battle quick already. We could make like battle quick boss. Let me take a look. It's good, just co-working. Sounds good. So it never happens since the formatter would remove the indent. It's not that it would never happen, it's that it would just make it more obvious, right? You'd have like if condition and an action, and then when you type in your next action, it would get tabbed back. But you still might not notice that. It's still a bug. I think when you have curly braces, it's less likely that you'll make that same mistake. And even then, it's not impossible, right? Nothing stops you from just putting this outside of the curly braces and not realizing you did that. But like I said, it's less likely. Yeah. Yeah, there could be lots of causes. And I generally think, like, look, if the cost to wipe out an entire category of bug is incredibly minimal, you might as well pay that minimal cost, right? This isn't like hire a security analyst and have them look through every single line of your code and pay them $400,000. It's like, I'll just run a simple little tool. All right, so we're gonna make a new scenario. We're gonna call, oh wait, even that would be difficult to do, right? Unless we wrap the creation of floating text in the battle system, which I don't believe we do. We don't. And even every individual thing calls this as well. Well. Okay, so the challenge right now, not really a problem, is how do we want to calculate the, or how do we want to, it's who should calculate the offset for the boss. The battle, the floating text itself, and it could be the floating text itself. Like I said, I already have that code written here. We just copy this, we put in floating text right here. Actually, I already had it, I guess. Not anymore. All right, grid info component GC. Get this, get this. Hey, Leaf. Yeah, I'm just an AI coder. How you doing, Leaf? You excited for the finals? If grid size, can we get, I guess let's just check that the x is greater than 1. If it's greater than 1, then nudge dot y minus equal 10. Okay, there. Nudge y value higher if it's a boss, or if it's a big entity in battle. All right, let's run that. Man. I made this on my 2-inch by 2-inch pad control. Oh man. I should share your picture on this stream. Let me see if there's anything revealing in it. No. It's not worth sharing. Okay, so we're gonna test this. We're gonna go into a regular battle. We should just see everything looking the same way it normally does. Yep. So here you see that the numbers are going above the life bar. That wasn't the case when we were fighting bosses. So if I turn on invincibility so that we don't die, and then go fight a boss. Now it's going to be the case. Now they should float above the boss health bar. Yeah. And that's it. I think that's a pretty good solution, right? I don't think I'm going to do anything else here. Okay. And I think we're going to leave it as being in the floating text thing. And I'll write a comment about that in the commit message. All right, so what do we do? We changed grid position into grid info. That got deleted. But then the UID is the same. Okay. This stuff's all fine. This is just me renaming variables. Not even important. The rest of this looks good. Looks good. Yeah, cool. Everything looks good. Looks great. Okay, now you know always to trust in me. That's it. That's the proof. I was right once, so that means I'm right every time. So this is 573. Fixes 573. Or would we say show floating text above bosses? Previously, it would show on top of their life bars. Now it nudges higher up, so it's above the life bar. Fixes 573. I had to rename grid position component. Now that it's storing size as well as the position. Also, I gave floating text the responsibility of figuring out whether this should happen so that we don't pollute every ability that spawns its own text. Although that might not have been smart. I just thought about this. We have create floating text. This is just a function that can be called from anywhere. We could funnel it through the battle system every time, though. Yes, we could have done that. Oh, wow. In fact, that's the only place we call floating text stuff. There's a bug here. Look at this. If you go to the top of the list and press up, it selects something that's out of view. I have to scroll down to see it. That explains a lot because I've always missed the last entry and I always wondered why. This is the one place this happens and it's for money. Okay. This kind of changes my mind a little bit. But I think I'll just make that change in the next one, in the next commit. I'll just change that really fast. This was a mistake. And I'm going to fix this in the next commit. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. All right, ready? So now here's how we change this. We're going to make floating text take in a vector to extra nudge. Or I guess just taking the... yeah, just taking the nudge. Nudge. It's actually a range. I guess the caller could calculate the range. No, let's just call it extra nudge. And by default, it's going to be vector 2.0. Means it needs to go at the end. Which for tips too. Yeah. Type expected. Default parameter value must be a compile time constant. How fun. We can't do that. I mean, I guess we could just set it to null, and if it's null, we have the default value somewhere else. Yeah. So now this is just nudge, or whoops, nudge plus equal extra nudge, otherwise 0. And then this goes into the caller side of things, which means the battle system needs a way of creating floating text. So public void create floating text and pass in a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. So the parent in this case will hopefully always be an entity. Is that what happens? Target, yes, target, entity, target, entity, target. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, they all are, except for maybe source. I don't know what source is. What is that? Source is an entity. Yeah, okay, we're fine. Hey, Thornity, welcome in. Ohio to you too. So we're going to have to change every single one of those. But we need this here. So vector 2 extra nudge. And I guess we could just set it to null. Yeah. And then here we could set it to new or vector 2.1 times. There's no reason to do that. Just make a new one of these. 0, -10. This can't be a problem here. Don't care about that. I just accidentally opened Apple Music. I do it like once a week. I think I'm not even gonna worry about it. Doesn't matter. All right, so that's not a problem anymore. And now we pass in the extra nudge. All right, so what's the issue here? Use of unassigned local variable. Oh, you have to default it? Okay. All right, now why is this a problem? Because we also need to say that this is equal to null. Can you check real quick if you do default on that parameter, you just get vector 2.0. The default here should be considered to be null. I don't think you can say... Can you specify what the default is? Maybe you can override that. That's... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that. I guess let's go try it out really fast. We have an error somewhere though, so let me fix this quickly. And then go into town and just make a new like public void testeroni vector to test equals default. Print hello plus test. Okay, put a breakpoint there and call that from here. Okay. It's called from modify money, but I can trigger that by just clicking grant money. I thought we were getting a music stream. Yeah, that will probably happen in about 20 to 25 minutes, I think. All right, so I click the button. I don't know what happened there. Oh, it's not modifying it out of position. Okay, fine. I need to have this line for that then. Either way, I knew I could trigger this. I could have just put it in any other function. There we go. So what is this equal to? It is 0. Huh. How is that a compile time constant? I guess it's just known that it's where to... No, what? That doesn't make any sense. Default would be the basic value. It's just new. But even that shouldn't work, right? You're saying I could have just done new vector 2, 0, 0? That's a part I don't understand here. It doesn't let me do that, but it does let me do this. I don't understand that. But I guess... it doesn't matter. Huh. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. All right, well, the question then is, which is a better API? And I don't think it really makes a difference, right? We could still say test colon, yeah. Let's try the default way. I think that's probably good. Thanks for letting me know about the dark. Oh, now we can't do this. We just have to do that. I did not mean to do whatever I just pressed. Okay, battle system. This should be good again, right? Extra nudge can't be null. So we can't do that. I guess we just set it to vector 2.0. Okay, then we need to funnel everything through here. This should be easy enough to fix. Instead of doing floating text, we just do it on the battle system. It means we can probably delete scene scripts from here. Now, I might not have called it battle everywhere. Yeah, like here, I didn't even pass it in. We need to take it in. Any others? Good. Good, good, good. All right. Oh man, we didn't have this in like half of these places. Yeah, we don't have it here either. Battle, system, battle. Is this gonna work from everywhere? Oh, it's private, so yeah, well. Should be just a bit of syntactic sugar, yeah. How you move between search results so quickly after editing? F4 and Shift F4, which is one of these. I don't know which one. Probably this one, but I don't know for sure. All right, let's delete the ones I'm completing because otherwise it's going to be really tedious. Pierce armor, battle system, battle. That was meant to be me doing that. There we go. Here it was called battle system, but it wasn't even being used. It's called battle to match all the other ones. Is this called from anywhere else? It is. But it was already being passed in. Thank goodness. All right, what we should have searched for is floating text dot create floating text and not whatever it is I did search for. That way it would have automatically deleted itself. Battle system. Do we have it here? Yep. We have it here too. We don't need it there. We don't need it there. Oh, wait, no, we do need it here. What am I talking about? Why are there so many of these? Floating text dot create tween. We want create floating text. All right, so there should only be two locations left. Modifying money and the battle system itself. And now everything should work. It's the exact same result as before. It's just coded in a slightly better way. I don't need that breakpoint. Okay, so I go into a regular battle. Should see these show up just above the enemy. Yep. Now I go into a boss battle. Let me turn on invincibility. And yeah, showing up above the boss. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's go check that in. Improve floating text. Rather than having floating text know about the entity component system, the caller just needs to know about it. This means that I consolidated all floating text creations from a battle into a battle system method that I introduced. This is incomplete because we need to run .NET format. Oh, easily. It's going pretty well. We are just finishing up some code stuff, and then I want to work on the title screen music. So I'll probably close out the day with this. And I'm already pretty happy with the first 2/3 of it. Although by the end of today, maybe it'll be the first half. But yeah, we got to work on this section. I want to make sure it sounds good. Yeah. All right, that should have changed a whole bunch of stuff. So now we got to look through this again. It should have deleted all the unused scene scripts imports that we had. Is that the case? It does not look like it. It looks like it didn't do anything. So let's look at these individually and just see. Oh, I guess this was still used? I wonder why. Okay, so it did delete it from places where it needed to be gone. It's just still needed for some reason. I wonder if there's a way to find out why. Doesn't really matter. Oh, I know how we could find out why. We could just comment this out, and whatever causes an error, that's why. Yeah, slash. Okay. All right, yeah, sure. As long as it's still needed. I don't care. All right, I'm going to scroll through super fast and just see what is here that doesn't belong, because everything should be hopefully fine. So far, so good. Ah, here's one. Navigation agent component. I should have had a comment there. Whoops. Okay, so that's one. You got to remember that. So I'm going to hold my finger like this until we get to the end of this. 2 is all instance data. And that's it. So just those. So all instance data and navigation agent component. So these are the changes that had nothing to do with this. Yeah. Commit. And then we'll just say run .NET format. It's not even worth saying what I did. It's just linting stuff. Done, 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 done. All right, next up is one last code change I want to make. Oh, wait, did we push? Because this should turn purple. Good. Done and done. All right. And then the life bars thing. Life bar animation deduction speed. This is in health per second. And we want to turn it into health percent per second. Yeah, speed should be adjusted to max life. Yeah. But what value did this look good at? The starting enemies have 100 life. So if it looks good on the starting enemies, then 50 out of 100 means 50% life per second, I guess. So yeah, let's go take a look. How does it look? So all we're looking at is the red part of the life bar, and we're seeing how it animates. I guess we need to do more damage. Let's try that. Yeah. Yeah, I think 50% of their life. That could be fine. Need to get a repo set up for my project. Always put it off. Why do you put it off? I feel like setting up the repo is fun because it's pretty straightforward and because you know that all your code's going to be committed. Do I want to bring either my work or my home laptop in case I leave it somewhere? So I've got an old ThinkPad. Hey, Caleb. Wait, what are you doing about your phone? Or are you not worried about your phone? Because I want you to get an old Nokia phone. Oh, sorry, that's me, everybody. You pull out this brick. Hello, it's me, Caleb. I'd like to code with you. I don't know why this thought of bringing just an old laptop is funny to me. Just like this old 2000 tech phone sits in a pocket. Yeah. I figure it's easier to keep track of your phone. Probably. Actually, I don't know. I wonder what people forget more at conventions, phones or laptops, assuming that they took both. And yeah, my guess is laptops. I guess with a laptop too, if you ever like go use a bathroom or something, you probably need to put it off to the side somewhere and you might forget it. Your phone you just keep in your pocket. Okay, so let's go change this. We're gonna change this to, this is in percent max life per second. 0.5. So it ranges from 0 to 1. Well, it actually doesn't range from 0 to 1. Because you could have faster than 100% per second. Actually, I don't even know if this is per second. It's per... how often does this happen? There's no tween. Is there a timer here? Is it just a task.delay? Animation wait time. Per, I guess, animation wait time. So wait a second. Isn't this like 100% per second then? Probably. Gone to an ATM to get money out, card in, cash out, walked away. Oh man. Although actually, wait, that shouldn't be such a big problem, right? Because people wouldn't know the PIN, and presumably after trying it 2-3 times, it would just stop working. How is Skeleseller looking these days? It's looking super good. It's going pretty well. We've gotten a lot of feedback. There have been, I think, 22 responses on this form. Yeah, 22 responses. This is the only time there hasn't been any negative feedback. Although, it's all still been people who mostly watch the stream. And one person who found it through Edge. Did I enjoy my lunch? Yeah, I did. No idea where the card was. Yeah. All right, so deduction speed. This is the current value minus the delta times this. This now needs to be, do we have their max life here? Animated life dot, I'm guessing the max value is always the same. No, we do set it correctly. Okay. That value. Yeah, float deduction amount. This times animated life dot max value. Yeah, cannot implicitly convert double the float. Okay, let's just make it a double. All right, let's try that. Left his car running to empty his groceries, doors open, went inside with one batch, then went to bed. Next morning, car was dead. The man is using the wrong data structure in his brain. Following a steady upward trend, which is cool. And we're gearing up for a 1.0 release. Awesome, yeah. Are you still doing the... Oh, what was it called? Bites and Booze? Oh, man. I don't remember what it was called. Are you still doing that? All right, so this looks the same to me. Everything should look the same. Well, not everything, sorry. The bosses should look different. But this looks the same. So hopefully it is the same. Now we're going to click grant most things. And repeat the battle. Now we should do a lot more damage. It should still go the same speed it used to go. Yeah. All right, but now when we fight a boss, it should look different. God, this is annoying. I should fix this. I don't want to have to get that perk every time. Rogue, start, invincibility. All right, how's this looking? I'm not doing enough damage for me to tell. Let's put in some more adventurers then. Archer, mage. Actually, let's just give them faster attacks and stuff. Give them some damage. And let's give the archer a whole bunch of stuff. This and this and this and this. Cool. Okay, yeah. So now let's put the rogue and archer into a battle and just watch the boss life bar. It should animate down nicely. I guess it's still hard to read that when there's so much text coming out of it. Bits and Booze. I was close. 6 episodes in the pipeline. Nice. Yeah. Huh, cool. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Caleb. Sounds like things are overall going well. Except for that meetup that you had recently. But I hope the next meetup you have is good. All right, so this did not have a proper issue, but fix bug with life bar animation. Bars were animating by life per second, not by percent life per second. Meaning characters with lots and lots of, well, not characters. Yeah, characters, I guess. Lots and lots of life would animate very slowly. Dark found this issue, but I never filed it. So this doesn't, yeah. I'll just say on GitHub. Yeah. All right, so now we can cross that off the list. All right. So push a new build. We could potentially, this is not going to happen. We could finish the title screen music today and then push that in the new build. But as I just said, there is almost no chance of that happening. So let's just push a new build now. Just make sure there are no other pull requests. No. All right, let's go look at the release notes. Modify the game version. Project Godot. Version 0.5.6. Export. Yeah. Export all. Release. All right. Bump. Game version. I'm not going to write patch notes or anything because I don't feel like spending the time doing that because this is not a major launch or anything. This is just going to go on the itch page. And I wrote a little bit of them before, but now we're 5 minor versions higher and I should probably write some other stuff here and I just won't. So what are you going to do about it? All right, it's still doing something as evidenced by nothing showing on the screen. It's not even loading Godot. What is going on? What is going on? Did it build? I don't know. Game out. Let's do it here. Game out ls. Should just see times of right now. What in the world is this format? 1619. I don't know how to read this. I'm American. 209. That is not correct. I don't think it built. I don't know why. Did it build any of them? 1409. It built that and it built that. It didn't build a Linux one for some reason. Export. I released for Windows. I think I clicked export all because it got Mac and it got Windows. Did that work? Linux, yeah. How? It should be impossible for me to have just built Windows and Mac and not Linux unless I somehow cancel the Linux one. I don't know. I don't care. All right, so now we go to tools and then upload to itch. On Zen Vivate. Animates Linux users only subconsciously. For anyone wondering how it looks like I made a typo here, tool, and it still went to tools, that is the ccd command that I made a while ago. And it's great. They don't deserve it. All right, now we got to wait for itch to catch up here. So we're at 210. Yep, that's good. Yeah, sometimes it takes like 30 seconds. All right, so the new builds are online. How would I give you at least a brief overview of what went into them? How about this? Let's look at when the last version was here. So since then, the battle map is going to be new. The game scale settings, none of this is worth reporting. We fixed a bunch of little bugs. No more built-in tooltips. No accidental clicking of the slimes dialog. Got rid of item doubling as a perk. Fixed some other bugs. Deleted your save file. That actually is true, by the way. So if you cared about your save file, then I could like manually update the version for you. And yeah, some other minor stuff. It's not important. Printed out a timetable of all the tracks. Oh my god, it's such a waste of paper. Git. Wow. All right, I'm going to take a break, and when I come back, we're going to start working on music. So I hope you all brought your eardrums, because I'm about to destroy them. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Close the game. Okay, you all ready? So I want to work on this part of the end of this. I'll play this once so everyone can hear what there currently is, although I'm going to stop once we get to here because this was all temporary. I wrote this in like one go, the end part, and I want to work on that. Oh, mind checking your previous message? Before we switch to music, can I sidetrack you to look at 2 screenshots I shared? I'd like to get yours and chat's opinion on a mock-up. No, you cannot sidetrack me. There, easy. I joke. Okay, let's open these up. Let me read the message. Wanted to prototype this for a while now. How would you feel about making all of our panels have a similar layout to the battle map and turn them into a single panel that has tabs? Don't pay much attention to the styling of the panels or tabs. I'm more interested in the thoughts on the layout and follow up with a very rough idea what the adventurers panel would look like. Okay, so let's see these things. All right, so right now we have a dialogue that opens and it's got whatever content's in it. And Kevin is suggesting we put these inside of tabs. And here's a mock-up of this. So if you were to click adventurers, you would see the skill information on the right side. And yeah, I think this is probably good. I'm a little unsure because I don't trust my gut with any UI stuff and I need to like really weigh the pros and cons. By the way, chat, feel free to chime in on this stuff. Let me... Yeah. So if we didn't have these buttons, then you would have to close. Let me open up the game. Hey, PX. Are you sure it's always... What are you implying? Yeah, so we didn't have those, then you'd have to pop back over to here to change the tabs. So like you click this, you click adventures. So it's one extra click basically, which isn't too bad, but yeah, we could certainly make it easier. We coding using a keyboard, different kind of keyboard. We will be pretty soon, although not coding. You like it? Looks epic. Changed a lot since I last saw it. Yeah, yeah. The game is certainly coming along, wing out. I think something like this could work. Do we ever benefit from having the background stuff show up behind here? Like with the adventurers, I do think it is kind of nice to be able to see the background while this is all running. And especially with battles, I think that's the thing that I would think about here. Although I know you can't see them like that. But if you create another instance, I guess you could still see them play out. They're just going into one home row and the back keys are the modifiers. Are we talking about this keyboard? I still... Yes. Any other thoughts on this from people? Because the only panel that really does something like this, we have the battle map. And again, the suggestion is, what if we added something up here to cover what's currently in the town menu? And I don't trust my own opinion enough to be able to say something about this. So yeah. Oh, black keys. Okay. When you said back keys, I thought you were talking about this. And I'm like, I don't really get it. All right. Well, anyway, if you do have any opinions, feel free to share them. I will just put these over here for now. Yeah. So like I said, I'll play the music I have right now. Remember, this is for the title screen. So you'll get to this screen. The music will just start immediately. But probably there's going to be some motion on the screen. Maybe the logo falls in from the top and the buttons fade in, or I don't know what. But this is static right now. So now imagine that this music is playing on top of it. This is still a work in progress. Okay, that's all I have so far. Jeremy's doing a dance like that on the title screen. It would be kind of funny if it was just doing this. You try clicking and it dodges it. Sounds like I'm in a jungle. Well, so the only instrument that I really wanted to keep here, I've got a, where is this? A xylophone instrument. Yeah, I like it. Do you have a bunch of musical experience too? Do you play instruments? I just play piano, and I, I have a decent amount of experience, but I mostly just improv now, and occasionally compose something like this. So yeah, what I want to work on is this part, and that's why I stopped the music, because I like the instrumentation. I feel like it's finally working. This took a ton of experimentation, but I don't like the actual sound that we have. And it makes me wonder if these things should be changed into that guitar sound. Sounds like a pan flute right now. Where's the guitar? Here. Okay. I want to see where that is here. Only I could click that. I really, really need to rebind some keys in FL Studio because I don't even have the keys on my keyboard. I think there are numpad controls in FL Studio. I would like those. All right, how's that sound? All right, obviously we need to extend those. Maybe that. Not quite that long. If I'm gonna do that, it'd be a lot quieter. And then we'd probably get rid of it from over here. Yeah. So what if I got rid of those completely? Done. It's too quiet now. I don't know, but this wasn't the important part. But I think I like it better than the xylophone sound being there. I'm not sure. I'll think about that later. Let's come over here. Sounds good. I think we need to, if it's going to stay that way, then I think there needs to be some more of that guitar sound before we switch to the other thing. Because right now there are literally 6 notes in this entire blob. So. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that would be really good to pull in there. Not quite that. I don't know how I played that the first time. Yeah, some sort of, I'm not sure what you hear. B flat 7. Yeah, and then just increase the volume. It's gonna go down too far. Okay. Hey, Anik. All right, yeah, this is what I want to focus on, so let's spend our time here. And as mentioned, I just sort of did all this at once. So we need to actually make this sound better. I wonder if we should delete this. Yeah, How about this? Let's put it on a new track and then just not use the new track. Old stuff. Yeah, and then just paste that in here. Okay, then we can delete it from here. Oh, it's already gone? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Just thinking here, what register do you want to be in? No, probably higher. This VST has kind of an interesting property of it. By the way, is the volume okay? If you just press a note, a normal sound plays that note, and if you really press it, it does that twang. Volume good? Okay, cool. This reminds me of the StarCraft Terran tracks. I gotta be careful not to do that. Well, this would be louder for me at least. Depending on what I want here. I almost wonder if it's better to play this as a piano at first so that it doesn't sound like it does with the twang thing. Or maybe just a different guitar. Okay, that'll probably work for improv for this. Now it just needs to be leveled correctly. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, yeah, hang on. I'll be right back. Sorry. Okay, very sorry about that. My wife was on a small trip and she just came home. All right. I like that idea. I want to at least get that down. But then I want to hear what this sounds like in guitar. Why is this not showing up? There we go. Yeah, we're going to just delete the last bit of that. Changes back to a guitar. This one, I believe. Probably level out the volume. I feel like I'm losing the thread of things a bit. By the way, this is how this is gonna go. I've got to get momentum somehow. So let me back up a bit here. As we do that. Hang on one sec. Yeah, okay. I think I'm happy with that then. I think we need to go in that direction of probably more harmony in the guitar part and less melody there. No, I'm not. I don't play guitar. Although I took lessons for a little bit, but I wasn't very good. Yeah, I want that to be there. Do, 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 do. Do the same thing. Yep, yep, yep. I like that. Let's bump these over. That's too early. Bum, bum, bum. Kind of like that, but that's not the chord progression I had originally. Hmm. I don't think we should stick with that because it is supposed to play off of the main town theme, which is the one that sounds like. I don't want to. I want the whole thing play out here and be the same. I want it to be a little bit different. Don't we have that pluck sound in the background? We do right there. Yeah, so what's this doing? Okay, let's try it. Let's see what it sounds like. Just chop these and then lower this and this. Okay, okay. Let's see. Sounds pretty nice. Oops. Do, 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 do. Okay, for that to sound good though, we need to stagger the beginning bit. There is a way to do this, which I learned the other day on stream, which is strum. And we want to change the beginning. Alternate direction? I don't know. I guess this way, but just then we bump the whole thing to the side. It'd have to be slower for that to work. Yeah, I don't like that. Or that. Except for an octave lower. See how that is. Kind of work. I'm not sure about the last one. Okay, that would work. So then change the guitar that we had there. Just to go down to an F. So get rid of that, get rid of that. Yeah. And then this should be strummed as well. Is there a shortcut for that? Option S, yeah. Do, 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 do. Okay. No, that should be strummed as well. changed my mind. Can I just do this? No, it's still the same pattern. Let's get rid of the drums and get rid of that and that. Still playing everything. Apparently that does not work. I think it's not bad. Is there a way to just have this one get played? There it probably is. I don't know how to do it. I might just need to shift these things into different patterns. Or yeah, turn everything else off. Do you stream literally the entire development of your game, or do you also work on it outside of your live streams? Yeah, I work on it outside of the live streams. Yeah. And I'm glad you find this inspiring. I am not very good at making music and need to get faster at it at the very least. But also, I do find I'm improving my ear as I do this stuff. So this, you can hear it descending in tone. And I don't know why that's happening. I don't see anything here that would cause that to happen. Low past 12. Ping pong. Oh, what if we lowered that? No, it's not that. Something's going on there. Resonance set to 0, cutoff set to 100%. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's doing that. Maybe this, the decay? No, that's just on the reverb. Not anything else. Reverb mod. I don't know. I don't know where it's coming from. And I don't think it's a big problem. But I think I would like to work on that at some point. Maybe find a different instrument if I can't figure that out. Do, 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 do. Okay. Oh, there are scenes in this. I had to flip my table over a while ago. There's still something happening there that I don't like. What is that? I don't know about that. Yeah, that's better. Deleting that one note, honestly, I think it's gonna help that a lot. And I I still feel like this would need to be slower, and I don't want to make it much slower, if at all. What is this already down to?
Oops.
80. All right, so if we lower this to 75, this is going to sound stupid. Sounds like a lo-fi beat at this point. I'm not aiming for that. Redesigns a piano. Hey, Double Dog. I mean, we already made the piano to code on and type on. We're going to keep this. We definitely need to lower the drums for this. This was not an intentional thing. I just threw this in here so there'd be some concept of a beat going on. Let's add an automation clip for this. And let's make this go a little bit lower right around there. Yeah. Why is it not getting quieter? Oh my god, because it's wrong channel. Just messing everything up. All right, X out of this, add the right thing. It's supposed to be for drums here. Still sounds too busy. I don't think we can do that there. What tempo do I want to play this at? I think it works. I don't know why it doesn't work here. Maybe it's what I did in the guitar somehow. I don't know what. Might be the volume. Let's lower the entire track. Oh, we can't. It's controlled somewhere else. Where? I don't know where. I don't know where that just happened. Unless this thing is still set to control. It is. Forgot to click that. All right, no, I don't want to remove that. I want to remove this. Yes, and click that and stop it. And now we can do that. Yeah, I think it's that combined with this not being sustained. Like, I don't know why that note doesn't go to there. Yeah, these. I kind of like that. Let's plug that in. I'll come back to that because that's too high anyway. Okay. this to be quantized and then strummed. So there, and then that, not that, that. Why is that not working? Weird, it's only moving one of these. Maybe because of their velocities? Hey Sphere, how you doing? What is happening here? I don't understand. I'm pressing this, right? It's only bumping one of these for some reason. Oh, maybe it's supposed... No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh well, we can always manually nudge them. All right, let me see. I think it thinks a key is held down somewhere. Yeah, because I'm not able to just unplug the keyboard. Does that fix it? No. Is it typing P right now? It is. Huh. Something's wrong here. Skeleseller looking really good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm doing well. I have been working on all the prep for the Steam festivals that are coming up. And thanks, SenseBad. Thanks for the sub. I just realized you're using what seems like a 2-octave keyboard. Yeah, this is very small and it's hard to improv, and even the keys are very small. Like one key is smaller than my finger, which is hard to use. Anyway, I'm prepping for these Steam festivals. And the reason I'm working on music right now, I always want to do what's most important, but I think having music for the title screen is actually pretty important. Because when you land on this and you've never seen the game before and you're like, it's silent, there's no motion, nothing's happening. It doesn't matter that it says alpha down here. You just be like, yeah, this doesn't really feel like a polished game. But if you land on this screen and you hear... you'd be like, this is the greatest game in existence. So clearly there's going to be something needed for this. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out this guitar part. I don't like that as much. I'm not sure why. I do want to try this if I switch back to this. No, it's just the chords. Yeah, I don't like the chords. I gotta change that. Or make them subtler. I'm still not sure. Let me write these notes down. So, don't like the quick guitar chords. I like the chords themselves. I just don't think they're working for some reason. It makes me want to slow down the tempo. Maybe they just sound too blocky. This is where it would have been great for me to have set up this room ahead of time and plugged in my actual piano. All right, let me just mess around for a bit then. Let's switch back to the piano sound here. I think part of my issue, I realized it sounded a little bit different, and I like the first thing leading into the second thing. But this third one, I think the drums need to change, and I think that having what I currently have is not doing it a service. With the guitar, I liked that there was some counterpoint at first, and then I just deleted it all and went with some chords. And yeah, I don't think it's working. But I still can't totally figure out what I want there. I wonder if it's worth just muting this whole thing and just trying to play along with it and see what it feels like. And I want to tackle this one step at a time. And maybe it's best to start with this again. Hey, who cares? No, I think this is okay. I think it's this that sucks. All right, let's delete that. And I guess that, although this could stay the same and then this could just drop down if we needed it to. It's split in the second part now too. What if I just turned off this instrument entirely? Maybe drums too. It's not like the Pokemon tutorial song on Route 101. I don't remember what that sounds like. I feel like I can vaguely pull it from the recesses of my memory, but not enough to be able to even hum it. You can almost like picture its qualities. Let me just look it up. Pokemon Route 101. What does that sound like? What is this? I don't recognize it. I don't recognize this at all. Yeah, I know that can't get the rights to that. I have to. Route 1. Okay. Yeah. What does that sound like? Oh, yeah, this. Okay. Yeah, we can't use that. Yeah, no, I think it's got to be a combination. I think it's got to be guitar needs both harmony and its own melody, or else I don't think it's interesting enough. I think we need another instrument. Good realization to make, at least. Yeah. All right, so just delete all this stuff. Delete that. This should have never been done. I don't like how that goes. That's what the piano's doing, right? That might work. Now let's delete the whole thing and re-record it. Wrong way. Yeah, that could work. All right, extend these out. Now let's listen to the lead in. Whoops. Yeah, it would need to be sustained for longer. And then needs to fade out, does it? Takes a very long time. No. Part of this is it sounds very weak because I am recording on a toy piano over here. Yeah, these things can be made louder. Maybe not so loud. And quantize this stuff. It's okay to have these off by a little bit, but I think they're off by a little too much. Yeah, I think get rid of that. It could be better. Let's be farther ahead. And probably a little quieter. It's switch tools. I'm saying I actually don't think the technical part of music creation is what's stopping me. I think it's the musical part of music creation that's stopping me. Yeah, that sounds better. And then quiet that down, extend that and that. And probably both of these. Yeah. Make it go the other way. I will say this. I've had this green part stuck in my head for most of today. So I feel like that's working well enough. Then there's some average amount of time people are going to stay on the title screen for. And probably a lot of people are going to get in and somewhere around here are going to just click new game and then never hear the rest of this track. Every once in a while, you start up a game, you leave it open, or you start it up and you go into the settings menu first. And that's where you'd hear the rest of this. So I'm happy with the beginning, and that's what people are going to mostly hear. Streamers are probably going to have the whole thing play out, where they're like, all right, here's the deal. Got this game from Adam. He's still demoing it out. And then the whole title screen track's going to play. All right, well, we don't need to slow it down this much now that we have changed those chords. So this, we can type in a higher value. I don't know what this was set to before I did this, but probably 80 or 85. That'll maybe make it sound a little better too. Oh, a slide would be interesting. Why didn't I think of that? Could we just do that? I forgot how you do that. There's a button somewhere that's not obvious. All right, whatever. I wrote notes on this for a reason. Slide a note, have one note, double click it, choose slide. Okay. Is it that? Yes. Sounds terrible. Why is it taking so long to slide up? It sounds so bad. What does that do? I don't know. I guess if I were going to do this, I'd have to do this a different way. Oh, wait a sec. I think it's because of the duration of this note. Yeah, I bet if we were to do something like this and then play the rest of it, maybe that might sound bad because it's going to strum it a second time. Yeah, it's something like that. Or maybe we have to put this leading into it. Sounds weird. I think it's how it's sliding to get there. Okay, that's fine. We'll just delete it. All right. Well, I think we're probably going to call it pretty soon. I have made no progress. In fact, I have probably caused more questions for myself than I have answered. I want to get this done by the end of Friday. And I guess the other thing we could do is have some like stencil of what I want and put it in the game anyway. And just hope most people don't get to this point. And if they do, that it's not an offensive stencil. But yeah, this is not going well. It's not that I'm not enjoying it or something. I just, if I'm not making progress now, it's probably just a I need to take a break kind of thing. So let's go find someone to raid. Try to draw something today. Had to give up because it wasn't working. The universe doesn't want creativity at the moment. Must be that. That's what I'm going to chalk it up to. Okay. I think even leaving it at the first part, maybe having it twinkle out to silence is a good for now thing. I wanted to tie in the town theme. So when you get into the game, this is the fully fleshed out version of what you're hearing. And I think that works. Ooh, is that a problem? Yes, that's a problem. Okay. I don't know what caused that, but we got to write that down. Bug title screen has gigantic buttons. When you go into the game with a small window and then come back to the title screen. This, yeah. Well, yeah, so since that's the main track, I wanted to have like a much quieter, differently instrumented version of that. So something with just like piano, guitar, and some very quiet drums. But I'm not achieving that yet. And yeah, I gotta just figure out a way to do better at that. Anyway, tomorrow's gonna be a half day. I have been streaming quite a lot, and there is a lot of work that we've done. Let's go find someone over here. All right, so we're looking for a low stream time and someone I have not followed yet. And these people are all above 2.5 hours, or I'm following them. All right, here's the one with the lowest stream time so far. Mapping while I walk. Okay, let's rate this person. Okay, I try to find new people. I do not know what this person's working on. I can't vouch for them or anything, but hopefully they're great. I'll watch for a little bit. Sorry that the last, I don't know, hour or so wasn't super productive. I hope you all enjoyed anyway. I will see you all tomorrow for the morning. So yeah, take care. Have a good rest of your night. Bye.